Hey everyone, it's Jeremiah. Sorry I haven't been around lately on YouTube. I've just had a lot of things going on with work and life, things like that. So I'm back. I should be watching and commenting on your videos soon, so bear with me. But today I'm actually going to do the first of my how to restore, or how I restore. I shouldn't say how to, because I am in no way an expert on restoring pipes. I just have tried many different things, many different home remedies, different things like that to see what works. And so I'm going to show you guys what works for me and how I do it, and I guess you'll see the results for yourself. In a previous video I showed you guys that I'm using this Canterbury bowl or pot shape. I have another Canterbury. Hold on one second. And it's this bulldog right here. I didn't really do anything to it. This one came pretty much how it looks. I really like this bulldog, and so I'm hoping this one's a good pipe also. This I got at an antique store in a bag, a grab bag. It was in like two previous videos, or 2 videos ago. I showed all the pipes. This one is the most complete, and it kind of shows all the signs, or all the things that I would like to cover. It has wrong with it, so we're going to go ahead and do that. As you can see in here, it's got some pretty bad cake, and that's what I'm going to worry about today, is reaming it. When I first started it, I didn't have anything other than this. It's just a old Swiss Army knife, and I use this blade, but it's got that really sharp point. Well, I shouldn't say really sharp, but pretty sharp point. And I mean, it worked, but I did go down to the wood quite a bit. I had a lot of uneven cake, and I scraped the bottom of a couple of the bowls that I bought. Those pipes are long gone, so I guess it doesn't really affect those. But what I did is I went and got a $1 from, well, yeah, $1 little blade from a store, and I ground off the tip of it to where it's not very sharp there, but the actual blade is pretty sharp. And I use this a lot when I first started, after the Swiss Army knife, to get in there and actually ream out the cake. But oh, sorry, I hit the bowl right in front of me. Problem with using these is you run the risk of actually getting down to the wood, if the cake's not too bad, and giving yourself an uneven cake. And needless to say, I didn't really care too much what I was doing when I used these. If you have no other option, these aren't the worst thing you could be using, but they're definitely not the best. Next, I got this, which is a British buttoner, I guess is what it's called. It's adjustable. You can kind of choose the bowl width, things like that. This worked a lot better than the single blade item, because it gave me a more consistent bowl or cake width. But again, with this, especially if you got really bad cake like that, it's hard to do it, because you're going to have to do it quite a few times. And this, for some reason, doesn't like to hit the base very well, and so thick cake on the bottom, but not near the top. Now, see, like if you all the way out, you can get it pretty straight, but the further you get in, the bigger you have to make it. It does that little bowing out thing. So if you have a large straight-walled pipe, this doesn't work very well. So after that, I really was looking to upgrade, and I was going to do a senior pipe reamer, but it seemed to be like you could get the single one for like $17, but I was afraid that, it might not be big enough or small enough for some of my pipes, so I I decided that I wanted something a little bit more adjustable, and somebody suggested, hey, Senior Reamer has like the other heads that you can buy, and I was like, oh, sounds great. Well, it's like 50 bucks. I'm sure you can get it cheaper, $30 eBay, something, but I just couldn't justify that. I mean, the title of my video blog is, budget briars. So what I did is I went online and I bought this, which is a Castleford Reamer set. I paid, I wish I remembered, I think I paid about 11 bucks for it. That's shipped, free shipping, and it got here in like 2 days. And I'm really surprised by this thing. I really like it. It's worked really well. But I mean, I can't really compare it to a Senior Reamer since I've never used a Senior Reamer. So that's, I guess, going through the tools you could use to ream. But I'm actually going to show you, how to ream your pipe. I guess it's not really. Oh well. Oh, I'll just show you. Here you go. Okay, so basically, for me, using the Castleford Reamer, what I tend to do is I pick what I think is going to be the closest size, especially to what the opening is already, because I try not to do it all in one big pass of the reamer heads. I tend to try and do it gradually, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the smallest one because it fits pretty much right in there, and do that. And I just ream into the bowl. That's some ash from smoke earlier. But start out. When I use the British Butner, I used to spin the pipe around it because it tended to give me a more consistent width in the cake. But since using the Castleford Reamer, it tends to be easier to actually spin it with the handle and everything, and it gives a pretty consistent ream, I should say. So let's see. I try and go really slow, like really getting that in there, because I don't want to hurt it or make the cake crack. And once I feel I'm at the bottom of the bowl, I give it a couple more spins, dump it out, shake it all off. And you can see it's a little bit more open. And then I move on to the next head until I get all the way. So let's just grab the next one. And just to interject, a lot of you might laugh at these videos thinking they're stupid and kind of straightforward, but when I first started out, I didn't look online. I didn't really have the resources of looking online, and I know how helpful it can be, and how a new smoker can kind of be turned off real quick with not knowing what to do. Let's say he bought a pipe and he smoked it for a year and it's got a big old cake on it, and as far as he knows, he's doing something wrong. So I don't know, these videos might be short and stupid, but they're not for you expert guys out there, you people who know what you're doing. They're for people who are just starting out, especially in the restoring estate pipe market, which a lot of them are realizing that's the best way to go. But so I go up to the next one, do the same thing. I just slowly work it in there, breaking that cake off. Now, some of you like to leave cake in there from the previous owner. I'm not one like that. I tend to try and get it all out of there, because you don't know what they're smoking or you know, how long it's been in there and what else is soaked into the cake. So me, I'm just more cautious, and I tend to try and go down all the way to the wood. But I'm going to stop there and then just show you the finished piece, because it's kind of hard doing it like I'm doing. But hold on. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that it's a lot better as far as cake goes. There's actually not very much left at all, if any. You can see you can get pretty dirty doing this. That's pretty much how much came out of that thing. That's a lot. A little bit of that's ash, but this guy had not reamed this pipe in forever, so it's pretty much back to being just bare walls. Once I'm done with that, just to kind of see what I'm working with, I tend to take some Q-tips, dip them in alcohol, or just really any liquid. I just use alcohol because it's convenient, and I tend to rub it in there just to get the rest of the gunk out, and so I can actually see the walls and what I'm working with. And let's see if I can get you guys a better shot of this. I don't know if that's helping any. There's a little bit of a line, but so I can get it to focus on. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's how I tend to ream my pipes. Nothing too special with that. I'm not doing anything other than what you guys do. Pretty straightforward. Next video that I'm going to do with this is probably how I clean the shank of the pipe and the actual inside of the stem. I'm going to do all the rest of the outside stuff later. And then the video after that is going to probably be how I take care of the rim. They're just going to be videos like this, just kind of walking through what I do, and that's really about it. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully next week, or later this week I should say, this weekend, I'll be showing you a couple pipes that I got. Actually, sorry, I take that back. One pipe that I got, and still waiting on another. And then an order that I just placed should be coming in also. And then, yeah, that's the next video. So we'll talk to you guys later. Hope this all finds you well.